evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tornado Field, the site of tonight's SBC Lake matchup between the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes and the Norwalk Truckers. I'm Nate Mullins on the call with Greg Kinn. We've got Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. Thanks for tuning in here on the Xcaret Mexican Restaurant pregame show. We'd like to go through all of our sponsors and thank them all before we get you to the first pitch, brought to you by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. Of course, once again, you're tuned in to the pregame show brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. I'd like to thank our postgame show sponsor, your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'd also like to thank Pitchcam sponsor, First National Bank of Sycamore. Pitching matchups brought to you by UIS Insurance Investments. Keys to the game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. Our first pitch sponsor, once again, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., coming to you momentarily. And our call to the bullpen will be brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. We'd also like to thank all of our sponsors, including Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and a new sponsor added to the list. We are so proud to do business with the Ohio Army National Guard. We are so proud to add them to our sponsor list here. Well, once again, welcome to the Xcaret Mexican Restaurant pregame show. We are just about set for the first pitch. Tiffin Columbian will start Braylon Auble on the mound today. And leading things off for the Norwalk Truckers is Isaiah Wells, the pitcher for the Truckers. We're just about ready for the first pitch here. Once again, first pitch brought to you by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. We had senior night last night here at Tornado Field. Lots of festivities. Greg, I wasn't here, but Austin was, and she tells me it was a lot of tears.
A lot of tears and a lot of points, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say. Yes, a lot of runs scored last night for sure, but here we are with the first pitch. Leading things off for the Truckers, Isaiah Wells, number 14, doing the pitching duties here tonight for the Truckers. We'll take a look at our pitching matchup brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments in just a moment. That first pitch fouled off, and we're underway here at Tornado Field. Once again, we'd like to thank Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. for being our first pitch sponsor here tonight. Head on over and grab your gear that you make your memories in. Second pitch swung on and missed, and it's quickly 0-2 on Wells. What a beautiful day for baseball here at Tornado Field. The 0-2 in there, strike three called. Braylon Auble leads things off with a strikeout. And that'll bring up Landon Ferkel, the shortstop. Ferkel fouls this one off and to the right. Hopefully it got away from the blue car. I didn't get a chance to park it where I normally do. It's kind of in no man's land out there, so fingers crossed.
That's all right. I parked my motorcycle really close to a blue car. Try to use it as a shield, you know.
That one hit right back up the middle for a base hit. Landon Ferkel with a one-out single. Gets the Truckers going here. First pitch time, 4:50 here at Tornado Field, this SBC Lake matchup. Braylon Auble, the pitcher. And that one down low. And it's 1-0 the count. One out here in the top of the first, no score. Runner on first is Landon Ferkel. At the plate, Tanner Harp, third baseman. This one swung on, hit to right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. The throw to second is going to be in time to get the runner because the runner didn't know if he was going to be able to catch it or not. So they do end up getting the second out there, as the right fielder played it pretty wisely there. Isaiah Till's out there in right field. Picked that one up right away, even though he dropped it. Heads up play to get it over there to second base in time to get the out.
And he barely dropped that one. That was close. He was almost under it.
Quick throw over to first. The runner's back safely. Avery Skeel at the plate, left fielder for the Truckers. Batting .292 on the season. This one swung on and fouled off back into the left. We'll take a look at our pitching matchup in the bottom of the first. We'll talk about keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering in between the top and bottom of the first here. This one, fly out, line to the shortstop for the final out here in the top of the first. Truckers strand one. No score as we head to the bottom of the first. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you. Once again, let's talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering, one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Folks, Lee's Floor Covering is one of those places you go when you're overwhelmed. It's like, I want flooring, I want new flooring, but I don't want to go through the process. You know, those are the people that you go see. Go see the folks at Lee's Floor Covering, one of the largest flooring selections in Northwest Ohio, but quality is their name. And I'm telling you folks, they do such a fine job. Head on over to our friends at Lee's Floor Covering. They bring you the keys to the game today. For Tiffin Columbian, they got to be aggressive on the base paths. Tiffin Columbian leads the SBC in steals with 87 steals on the year. And if they can get on, they have got to get them moving. So that's going to be the key for Tiffin Columbian. Get moving on the base paths. Be aggressive on the base paths. For Norwalk, these pitchers got to throw strikes, man. Norwalk leads the SBC Lake in walks with 96. They also lead in hit by pitch with 23 on the year. So that's a lot of free bases there, folks. You can't be giving up that many free bases if you've got a Tiffin Columbian team that likes to steal the bases as well as these guys do. So you're going to have to keep this ball inside the strike zone, throw strikes, make them put it in play. You got a solid defense behind you. Once again, on the mound for the Truckers is Isaiah Wells. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and the Ohio Army National Guard. Leading things off here in the bottom of the first, Gavin McLean, second baseman for the Tornadoes here tonight. And that one in there for a strike. McLean batting .345 on the season. That one just misses to the outside. That one foul tipped at the plate, and it's quickly 1-2. McLean has 14 singles, 6 doubles on the season. He scored 13 runs, and he does get on base often. 13 walks on the season, .473 on base percentage. This one fouled off and to the left. Keep it at 1-2 here. This one hit into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and McLean is on with a leadoff single. That'll bring up Quentin Tucker.
Now batting number 3, Quentin Tucker.
Tucker playing shortstop here today. Or I'm sorry, playing left field today. Or filling in for the left fielder, A.J. Hickman, I should say. He's playing DH. I'll get it straight eventually. The 0-1, Tucker squares to bunt, and this one goes off to the right, and it's 0-2. Tucker on the season batting .179, 7 hits and 39 at-bats. Does have a .313 on-base percentage. 6 steals on the season. It's this one back up the middle. Oh, what a play by the shortstop. The throw over to first is not in time, but wow, what a play by the shortstop, Landon Ferkel. Whew. Boy, the way he hit that, I thought that might have a chance to get through, but Landon Ferkel doing a great job ranging over and snagging that one. So 1 out, runner on first for Bryce Rogo. No score here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. That one gets away from the catcher. And McLean will skedaddle his way over to second base for a steal.
He's taking advantage there.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled into the net. And it's 0-2 on senior Bryce Rogo. Boy, that's a good shot from over there, isn't it, Greg? I don't know, something about the lighting, the sun today. Getting some good shots down that left field side. Thanks to Austin Rodriguez. This one flied into center field. Center fielder makes the catch. Tagging and running to third is Gavin McLean. And that'll bring up Braylon Auble. Auble handling the pitching duties today for the Tornadoes. 2 down, runner on third. That one in there for a strike from Isaiah Wells. This one hit into left field, but the center fielder ranges it down and snags it for the final out. Tornadoes strand a runner. No score as we head to the top of the second inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Welcome back to Tornado Field here in the top of the second. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you today on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon here at Tornado Field. Tiffin Columbian taking on Norwalk. No score here in the top of the second inning. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job down the left field side on camera for us today.
I was vibing to that music.
Yeah. Leading things off here in the top of the second is Ben Rothhar. This one fouled off to the left. Center fielder made the last two putouts there in the bottom half of the first. Swung on and missed. Auble took a little bit off of that one. Here's the 0-2 from Auble. Just misses to the outside. Braylon Auble comes set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Braylon Auble. His second of the ball game. That'll bring up Carter Harp. Let's talk about our pitching matchup brought to you by our friends at UIS Insurance and Investments. Of course, as we mentioned, Isaiah Wells on the mound for the Truckers. 0-1 on the season. But he does have a 1.08 ERA, 26 innings pitched, 14 hits, 12 walks, 8 strikeouts. Like I said, just 4 earned runs on the season for Isaiah Wells for the Truckers. That's one half of your pitching matchup brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Here's the second half. On the mound for the Tornadoes today, Braylon Auble. Auble, last time we saw him, he was getting roughed up by the Redmen last week. As he gets a second out here, the grounder to second base. And that'll bring up Wesley Shoup, the right fielder. Let's continue our pitching matchup here. Braylon Auble on the season, 22 innings pitched, 7 earned runs allowed, 2.23 ERA. He's 0-2, but he does have 22 strikeouts in those 22 innings pitched. So he throws strikes, and he gets a lot of swings and misses. And he doesn't walk very many, only 6 walks on the season. Solid numbers for Braylon Auble. That one in the dirt. And it's 1-1 on Wesley Shoup. Shoup on the season batting .200. 9 hits and 45 at-bats. The 1-1 down low. And it's 2-1. Two down here in the bottom or top of the second. Auble comes set. Here's the 2-1. That one's in there on the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch by Auble there. Froze him up. Look at our pitcher cam, brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. This one fouled off to the right. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Auble. That one in the dirt, and it's a full count. Nice job by Wessner keeping that one in front of him. Remember, we had some long balls this week, Greg.
Yeah.
And, Jameson Wessner hit one earlier this week, and then last night, Johnny Bremeyer hit one out on senior night. This one grounded to the third baseman. Alzaquani throws over to first. And the throw over is in time. Nice throw by Alzaquani for the final out in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second. Still no score between Tiffin Columbian and Norwalk. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn with you on the call. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job down the left field side on the main cam. We want to take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here once again. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Ohio Army National Guard. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And, you know, you hear that list of sponsors, and you might think to yourself, you know, well, Nate, you say when I'm out shopping, but when am I ever going to be out shopping for accounting, you know? Well, I'm telling you, like, just because tax season's over doesn't mean you don't have a need for an accountant. I mean, especially if you've got some things that you need to get in order, you got some things that you want to, maybe you got some things you want to clean up financially wise, or you just want to get things organized. These are the people to call. Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, one of our proud sponsors here at Heart of Ohio Sports. From financial preparations to accounting services and everything in between, you'll find it all at our friends at Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. So head on over. Just give them a call. They might not be open because it's not tax season. They might have different hours, but it's not like some of these tax places where that's all they do. So they're only open like one day a week and you got to call by appointment. No, that's not like that. Full service accounting service. So make sure you tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you, though. Leading off here in the bottom of the second, the bus, Talib Al-Zaquani. First one misses from Isaiah Wells. Wells worked a scoreless first, on for a second inning of work. This one grounded, fair down the third base side. This one gets into the left field. Al-Zaquani motors his way into second base standing with a leadoff double.
Now batting, number 11.
And that'll bring up Johnny Bremeyer. Up high, 1-0 on Bremeyer. As I mentioned earlier, Johnny Bremeyer hit one out last night on senior night. Chicks dig the long ball, Up high, 2-0 the count.
So I'm sure the Truckers are well aware of that, too.
Well, for Bremeyer, that wasn't his first of the year. That was his second home run on the year. Runner goes, swung on and missed. The throw is not in time, and Al-Zaquani in safely at third with a steal. Scampered his way on over there. So Tornadoes with 2 steals now. This one swung on, hit well into left field. Bremeyer hits this one a ton. Back-to-back days, he hits a jack here at Tornado Field.
You spoke it into existence there, Nate.
Johnny Bremeyer with a 2-run home run here in the bottom half of the second inning. And he gets the Tornadoes going with a 2 spot on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that one on the big screen at home because
Yeah.
on the computer screen here, I lost that one.
Yeah, well,
It was
I
gone.
mean, that one had some distance on it. A little bit of carry for that one. And that'll bring up Jamison Westner. This one grounded, third base side, third baseman up with it. Throw over to first is in time for the first out. Nice play there by the third baseman to come up with that one. And a laser throw over to get Westner. That'll bring up the first baseman, Bradley Willman. Watches that one for a ball. Oh, that one had a little bend to it. Looked like it was going to trail out of the zone, but just kind of snapped right back in. Nice pitch from Wells. It's 1-1. And Willman grounds this one to the third baseman off the heel of his glove. And Bradley Willman will earn his way aboard. I think that's going to be an error on the third baseman, most likely. Should be a single, though. That'll bring up Isaiah Tills, the right fielder. Tills hits this one right to the second baseman. But Willman luckily wasn't too far off first, able to get back in time. That'll bring up Gavin McLean. Singled back in the first, stole a base, was left stranded on third. That one in the dirt. But McLean doing a good job there of just being a heads-up teammate for the guy down there at first, saying, nah, that didn't get far enough away. Just stay where you're at. Here's the 1-0 from Wells. Fouled back. McLean batting .345 on the season. 20 hits and 58 at-bats. 15 stolen bases. You can add one more. That'll be 16 on the season. That one snaps its way back into the strike zone. It's 1-2 on McLean. A nice pitch from Wells. He's had a couple of nice ones. A lot of movement. That one fouled off at the plate. 2 down. Bottom of the second. 2-0 Tornadoes on the strength of a Johnny Bremeyer 2-run home run. His second in as many nights. Throw over to first is not in time.
Two nights back-to-back. 2 runs batted in the second inning. I'm going to change his number to 2 after this.
Willman off. The throw down is in time. And that's the final out of the inning. I think that was a ball on that last pitch, so that means McLean will still be at the plate at the start or the bottom of the third inning. But we're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back with the top of the third. 2-0 Tornadoes. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Tornado Field here in the top of the third. Leading things off for the Norwalk Truckers, Caden Warner. second baseman. 2-0 Tornadoes. As Braylon Auble delivers that first pitch in there for a strike. As we mentioned, if you're just now joining us, Johnny Bremeyer hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the second inning to put the Tornadoes on top 2-0. That's where we're at here in the top of the third. Caden Warner at the plate for the Truckers. Up high, and it's 2-1 on Warner. Warner batting .219 on the season, 7 hits and 32 at-bats. The 2-1 is fouled off. Evens the count at 2-2. And Warner grounds this one to third. Alzaquani, no play. And so that'll put a runner at first base with nobody out here in the top of the third. Most likely that'll be an error on the third baseman. That'll bring up Kevin Howard, the catcher. Howard batting .292 on the season. A little bit of a discussion about what we're going to do with the runner at first. Warner a threat to steal with 5 stolen bases on the year. Swung on, foul tipped. Howard has just 1 RBI on the season, 24 at-bats, 7 hits, 5 walks. That one outside. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Auble. Up high and outside. It's 2-1. This one skied. Foul. Third base side. Is it going to be playable? No. Into the Tornado dugout. Could have been dangerous over there. Luckily, everybody's okay. Count is even at 2-2. Runner down at first base, nobody out in the top of the third. Here's the pitch to Howard. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout by Auble. That'll be his third of the game so far. And we're back to the top of the order with Isaiah Wells. He struck out back in the first inning. Auble starts him out with a curveball in there for a strike. Throw over to first. Runner back safely. That one catches the outside corner. Strike 2. Wells batting .358 on the season. 19 hits, 53 at-bats, 3 doubles, 16 singles. 19 runs scored. Time called down at first. Runner tying his shoe. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 4 for Braylon Auble. And that'll bring up Landon Ferkel. Ferkel made a diving play back in the first inning.
Ooh.
Plays a great shortstop. Batting .340 on the season. That one in there for a strike from Auble. Evens the count at 1-1. Ferkel with 17 hits and 50 at-bats. 12 walks, 10 strikeouts, 6 stolen bases on the year, 12 runs scored. That throw over to first is not in time.
He doesn't like having that guy on first, does he?
No. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Not many pitchers do, to be honest.
Yeah.
It kind of makes him nervous.
It's almost, I almost feel like they're like slightly insulted.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Right? Strike 3 called. Braylon Auble. 3 strikeouts. And we head to the bottom of the third. Auble, 5 strikeouts here in the game, 3 in the top of the third. 2-0 Tornadoes as we head to the bottom of the third. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you today on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here at Tornado Field. I want to thank Austin Rodriguez for her contributions, getting some great shots down the left field side, down that third baseline. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors here today for allowing us to be here on the broadcast with you. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and the Ohio Army National Guard. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Got some new stuff in the works, some new segments brewing. We're going to be out at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant tomorrow filming our new Game Day Grub segment. Excited to get to work on that.
You're just excited about the grub.
Well, come on.
Yeah.
Of course I am. Who wouldn't be? Some delicious dinner items out there. So if you haven't had dinner and you don't know what your plans are, you can either call it in for pickup or delivery. You can order online.
It's like the only time we recommend that you phone it in.
Or you know what, folks? If you want, head on out. Go on out there to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. And tell them your friends at Heart of Ohio Sports sent you. Gavin McLean grounds this one to short. The throw over to first is in time for the first out. McLean was at the plate back in the bottom of the second when Bradley Willman was thrown out at first, or at second base. That'll bring up Quentin Tucker. Swung on and missed. Tucker struck out back in the first inning. Bryce Rogo in the on-deck circle. In there, strike 3, throw down to first is in time. And Tucker goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Bryce Rogo.
He's played a couple games in his career, right?
A few. Just adding to that record with the Tiffin Columbian baseball record books. He stands atop as Most games played in a Tornado uniform. This young man right here, Bryce Rogo, set the record at 96, and it is counting since then. I think they've played about 3 games since then, Greg. 3 or 4, maybe?
Keeps going up.
Just like gas prices. The 1-1 is outside to Rogo, and it's 2-1. Rogo batting .442 on the season, 23 hits and 52 at-bats, 3 doubles, 20 singles. Watches that one on the outside, and that one's just a little too far outside for a ball. Rogo, 17 stolen bases, 18 runs scored on the season, 10 RBIs, 16 walks. And he draws another one there.
Now batting, number 21, Braylon Obel.
That'll bring up Braylon Obel. Flied out to center field back in the first inning. Runner at first. And check swing by Obel. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down. Here in the bottom of the third, 2-0 Tornadoes. That one up high. Isaiah Wells comes set. Here's the 2-0. That was a good pitch there by Wells. Gets that one to drop into the strike zone. 2-1 on Obel.
Ooh.
And that one hit him. So he will earn himself on base.
If you get hit by a pitch, do they call that a limp instead of a walk?
That'll bring up Talib Al-Zaquani. Led off the second inning with a leadoff double, stole a base, and then scored a run on the Johnny Bremeyer 2-run bomb.
Got our first call to the bullpen here.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by our friends at Hope and Fostoria. There's probably not going to be any changes here. They're just going to discuss the strategy with the bus coming up to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on. 2-run lead for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the third. Folks, if you're watching the video with us, make sure you share on any of the social media platforms that you frequent, whether it's Facebook, Twitter. This one hit into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Actually, 1 run will score. I'm sorry. As Rogo will score. A runner makes his way from first to third. That's Braylon Obel. And Al-Zaquani with an RBI single. That'll bring up Johnny Bremeyer. Bremeyer back in the second inning. Drilled one into left field. This one hit to the same side, but not quite as hard. As this one thrown over to first for the final out. But the Tornadoes do score a run. It's 3-0 Tiffin Columbian as we head to the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144.
Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. is here for all of your printing and design needs. From reunions to small events, to business apparel and even vehicle lettering, they've got you covered. They make the gear that you make your memories in. Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here. Tornado Field, Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you. Austin Rodriguez on the main cam down the left field side, doing a great job for us today. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. 3-0 Tiffin Columbian as we get ready to start the fourth inning. The Truckers, 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up to bat. Tanner Harp, Avery Skeel, and Ben Rothhar. We'll lead things off here in the top of the fourth for the Truckers. Tornadoes left 2 stranded there in the bottom of the third, but they were able to scratch across the run on a 2-out RBI single, a bloop single by Talib Al-Zakwani. One of those that just kind of
what'd you call
dropped
that?
into no man's land. A bloop single.
Yeah, it landed like right between 3 players right there in the right field.
Ooh, Auble leads things off by hitting the batter, Tanner Harp, in the back of the helmet. Don't think he meant to do that at all, for sure. He just got away from him. So a runner on first to lead things off here. Nobody out for Avery Skeel. Didn't get a chance to tell you Tanner Harp on the season's batting 163. At the plate, Avery Skeel, 292 hitter. This one hit into right center field, and it's going to get down. And this will be trouble. Bremeyer up with it. Throws it into the infield. Boy, what a throw by Bremeyer to get that one in. I think they respected his arm so much that they held that runner at third because he got over there, got to that ball real quick. But a nice double from Avery Skeel. And that'll put runners at second and third for Ben Rothhar. Starts him out with a pitch outside on the outside corner for a strike. Rothhar struck out back in the second inning. This one hit into right field. Al-Zakwani looks to be under it, but it should be deep enough. He throws this one into the infield. Willman, no throw. And a run will score on the sacrifice fly from Ben Rothhar. So Tanner Harp scores after being hit by a pitch. Avery Skeel down at third base. And that'll bring up Carter Harp. For Rothhar on the season, that was his 18th RBI to lead the team. Harp hits this one to the shortstop. The throw over is skied over the first baseman. And a run will score, and this brings it to within 1. It's 3-2 Tornadoes. But the Truckers putting the bat on the ball here in the fourth inning. As this now the second time through the order for some of these guys. Second time getting a chance to see this stuff from Braylon Auble. That'll bring up Wesley Shoup. Shoop flied out. Back in the second inning. Hits this one into center field. Bremeyer has to retreat and unable to make the play. He misjudged that one off the bat. The throw in. But runners now at second and third with one out. And these Truckers are starting to really square up on the ball here against Braylon Auble. Runners at second and third with just one out here in the top of the fourth. Tiffin Columbian leads, but it was a 3-0 lead at the start of this inning. It's now 3-2. Caden Warner at the plate. Reached base on an error back in the third inning. One out. One ball, one strike, or no strikes. Now it's one strike as that one fouled back into the net. This one hit into center field. Bremeyer camps under it. Up with it. The throw to the plate. Oh, not going to get the job done as that one ties the ball game. The sac fly gets it done for the Truckers. Caden Warner with a sac fly, the second sacrifice run of the inning. And it's now tied at 3 apiece. 2 outs. Kevin Howard, the catcher, at the plate. This one fouled straight back and into the seating area. Nobody moved. No balls, one strike. Runner at third. That went up high. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 now on Howard. Howard hits this one into center field, and Bremeyer squeezes it for the final out. But the Truckers even it up at 3 apiece. We head to the bottom of the fourth. And that's what you got to do there, Greg. If you're Norwalk, you got to stay in this game. You can't let Tiffin Columbian get out to those big leads. That 3-0 lead kind of felt like it might be a big lead the way Auble was pitching to start this one out, but they just must have been seeing the ball well out of his hand in that inning.
Yeah, they just saw something there for sure, where they just kept hitting consecutively bat after bat, just knocking in them runs, tying things up right there.
Big inning for the Truckers. It's tied at 3 apiece. I'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors before we get to the start of the bottom of the fourth here. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, as well as the Ohio Army National Guard. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. My life flashed before my eyes there for a second. I forgot there was a net.
It's funny how no matter how many times and how many games we've done this, it still always gets you.
Tied up 3 apiece. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here today. Beautiful Wednesday afternoon for baseball. if you're not here with us, you're watching on the broadcast, you're watching at home, once this broadcast is over, go outside, do something. I'm telling you, enjoy yourself. It's way too nice to be cooped up inside today.
But definitely not until this broadcast is over.
That's what I said, after the broadcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm just reiterating. Definitely not until the broadcast is over. Then
Don't go
outside.
anywhere. We've still got a great ball game for you here. As both these teams.
Definitely got more interesting there after that.
Yeah.
Big at-bats there for the Truckers.
And leading things off, Jamison Wesner, the catcher, grounded out to third base. His first time up. And this one golfed into left field for a base hit as Wesner leads things off with a leadoff single. That'll bring up Bradley Willman. And the ball gets away. And the throw down to first is in time. I believe that was a fair ball. Hit at the plate. That was a bunt. Yeah. Nice job by Willman to get the runner over. Beautifully done. I was looking down at the moment, trying to see what his batting average was. So I wanted to tell you he's batting on the season .250. That'll bring up Isaiah Tills. Runner at second base with one out. Tills hitting .167 on the year. 6 hits and 36 at-bats. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Wells. Swung on. This one golfed into right field. Gets down for a base hit. Wesner will stay at third. And you'll have runners at first and third with one out. So Tills, with a one-out single, puts 2 runners on for Gavin McLean. Had a single back in the first and stole a base. Grounded out to short his last time up. Swung on and missed. No throw from the catcher. Little fake out there as he wanted to see if he could get the third baseman to come down a little, or third base runner to come down a little bit.
I was watching from the pitcher cam angle there, and I thought for sure that was coming down. It was a good fake out.
Runners at second and third. And McLean mad at himself a little bit after that one because it's a good pitch. He fouled it off. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Tied at 3 apiece. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch from Wells. Inside. McLean would like to add to his RBI total. He's sitting at 7 right here. I'd like to add a couple more here. Snap throw over to second. They got the runner in a rundown here. And now they're going to come home with it. And the throw over to third is, they're going to say it was in time. No? So he's safe at third. All right, good. I was going to say, I didn't think he was out by any means. But. So runners put the pressure on, but it's 1 and 2 count here. Here's the pitch from Wells. Hit back up the middle, base hit. 1 run will score. Isaiah Tills stays put. And that's a 1 out 1 RBI. I'm going to call that a base hit most likely for Gavin McLean. Little change here as I believe that's Elijah Heyman coming in for Quentin Tucker.
Who we got on bases right now, Nate? I can't see from my angle here.
Right now we got runners at second and third. Isaiah Tills at third. Gavin McLean at first, or at second, I'm sorry.
Just wanted to make
It's
sure it was
4-0 Tiffin, or 4-3 Tiffin Columbian. Elijah Heyman at the plate. Tornadoes reclaim the lead here. Still 1 out. And Heyman takes one off the arm. So he wears one for the team. And the senior will load the bases for Bryce Rogo. Rogo flied out to center field back in the first. Scored a run after he walked his last time up. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch misses from Wells. This one hit into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. That's a 2 RBI single for Bryce Rogo. Runners at first and second for Braylon Auble. It's 6-3 Tornadoes. Bottom of the fourth. Braylon Auble at the plate. Auble was hit by a pitch his last time at the plate. Down low, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, fouled, just fouled down the first base side. That was pretty close. Two balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Snap throw back to second base is not in time. Heyman able to get back sliding safely. Three and 1 here on Auble. Auble batting 276 on the season. This one, hit to the third baseman. Gloves, throws over to first, is in time for the second out of the inning. Auble moves the runners over from first to second, over to second and third for the bus. Talib Al-Zakwani. Two down, 2 on. Al-Zakwani hits this one to second, and it's not going to be playable as the second baseman misplays it Another run will score for the Tornadoes. It's now 7-3.
Now batting number 11, Johnny Bremeyer.
There'll be an error on the second baseman. RBI for Alzaquani. And Alzaquani off to second base now in a rundown. And no, they're going to say he did not tag the runner as Alzaquani hit him with a little ole.
Whew. That's like one of those moves that you pull when you're playing like backyard football or flag football or something. You just slide right past somebody. Whoop.
Right?
So you can't touch me.
Tornadoes have plated 5 here in the bottom of the 4th after the Truckers tied it up in the top. Johnny Bremeyer at the plate. Hits this one into left field. Down for a base hit. This one stays fair. Alzaquani's he's gonna challenge all the way to the plate. No throw. He's in standing. And Johnny Bremeyer, he's got a home run and he's got a double. And he's got 3 RBIs on the day. Are they going to say that? Okay, I was going to say, I thought he touched third. He touched the corner of the bag. But either way, call to the bullpen, brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. As I believe Isaiah Wells' day will be done. So a pitching change will be made here, as we'll see who's on the bump. I believe that's number 3. Tanner Harp taking over on the mound. Take a look at his pitching numbers. Of course, pitching stats and pitching matchups always brought to you by our friends at UIS Insurance Investments. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Tanner Harp on the season, 2.66 ERA, 26 and a third innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, 24 hits allowed. He is 2-1 on the year. So this is the guy they call on when they need to get the job done. They're hoping Tanner Harp can keep this a 6-run ball game here. Because with the way the Truckers swung the bat there in the top half of the inning, you got to feel like they feel like they got a chance. As long as they can keep this close, Greg.
Oh, absolutely, Nate. They had momentum, all the momentum there at the end of the top of this one, and then Columbian just came and slapped them right back in the face and said, we'll take that momentum back. So, yeah, you got to come in prepared here and, make sure that you don't let that momentum slip all the way away.
That's a good point. Johnny Bremeyer down at second base. 3 RBIs, a double, and a home run on the day for the center fielder. That'll bring up Jamison Wesner, the catcher. 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Two down, runner at second. Harp comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Here's the 0-1 from Harp. Bremeyer. Boy, he was off quick.
Wow.
I don't know any catcher that would have made that throw in time, man. That was lightning in a bottle right there.
Yeah, that was so quick. I didn't even get the camera switched back from the pitcher cam. He was already slid in.
That's all right. I did that a few times the other day.
That was crazy how fast he got in there.
And that's strike 3 called on Jamison Westner. So Tanner Harp comes in and shuts down the Tornadoes to get that final out.
Oh, that's big time.
But 6 runs on the board for Tiffin Columbian there in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gives the Tornadoes a 9-3 lead. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field. Nate Mullins on the call with Greg Kinn as I finish my handful of popcorn here. I want to thank Austin Rodriguez for doing a great job on the camera for us down the third base line. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. If you're watching the broadcast, do us a favor. Like, follow, and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. Find us, follow us. But the best thing you can do for us right now is to share this video. That's right. Hit the share link. Whatever social media platform you prefer, we would love for you to share it with your friends. Alzaquani up with it, throws it over to first for the first out. As that was Isaiah Wells leading off for the Truckers. That'll bring up Landon Ferkel. Struck out his last time up, singled back in the first. This one skied right at the second baseman. McLean squeezes it for the second out. 2 quick outs here for Braylon Auble. This one hit back up the middle for a base hit. Tanner Harp doing his part. He scored the first run of the game for the Truckers back in the 4th inning, and he's on base here with a 2-out single. Avery Skeel at the plate. This one popped up. Third base side, Alzaquani gloves it. And that's the final out here in the top of the 5th. Truckers strand a runner. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-3. Tiffin Columbian on top of Norwalk. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here today. Because, folks, when I say without them we wouldn't be here, that's just the way it is. It's the truth. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and the Ohio Army National Guard. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I mentioned our Game Day Grubs segment. We're going to be filming that pretty soon. Actually, tomorrow. Austin and I are headed over to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant to do some filming. And then We're going to be filming our Leaving a Legacy State segment this weekend. Still waiting to hear back on a time and a date, but once I get that secured, we'll get that in the books. We'll get it in the can, as Tommy would say. Another segment we're working on here. Working on getting an interview lined up with one of the recruiters at the Ohio Army National Guard. Talk to you about all the great things they have to offer.
Now batting, number 32, Bradley Willman.
And that'll bring up Bradley Willman, leading things off here. Bottom of the fifth, 9-3 Tiffin Columbian. Tanner Harp got the final out in the bottom of the fourth, and he's back on. Through 3 straight strikes there at the end of the fourth. And he picked up where he left off with 2 straight to start out with against Willman here. Here's the 0-2 from Harp. Strike 3 called.
Whew.
Rung him up on the outside corner. We got one just wrapped around the corner there, Greg. It looked like it was a little bit outside, but I don't have the greatest angle. Plus, this window makes it seem like I have cataracts. So. Isaiah Tills skies this one right at the second baseman, who gloves it to make the second out of the inning. So the first out that wasn't a strikeout, recorded by Tanner Harp. Back to the top of the order, Gavin McLean strolls to the plate. McLean is 2 for 3 with a run scored, stolen base, and an RBI. This one skied right at the shortstop for the final out here in the bottom of the fifth. 1-2-3, go the Tornadoes. Nice work from Tanner Harp. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Welcome back to Tornado Field. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job on camera for us today. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching, do us a favor, share the video. No matter what platform you're watching on, your share helps us reach new audiences. So please help us out. Leading off here in the top half of the sixth inning, Ben Rothhar. Sac fly drove in a run his last time up. First run of the game, actually. One and one the count here on Rothhar. batting .297 on the season. He does have 2 dingers. Hit that one to third, right through. That's why they call it the hot corner, folks. That was a bullet. So Rothhart earns himself a base hit.
He said something about dingers, and the next thing I heard was ding.
Ding. That one up high. Top of the 6th. Tiffin Columbian leading Norwalk 9-3. Runner at first with nobody out. Here's the 1-0. Up high. Carter Harp at the plate. Drove in a run on an infield single. Three and 0. That one right down the middle. Gotta love that strong umpire call.
Sounds like he got hit by the ball.
Oh, yeah. Swung on, fouled off. And so now it's full count. Carter Harp on the season, batting .295. 13 hits, 44 at-bats. Ben Rothhart down at first. Swung on and missed. Auble takes it upstairs. And Harp goes chasing. That's his 6th strikeout of the game, but his first since the 3rd inning. This one flied up on the infield. Second baseman Gavin McLean makes the play. And there are 2 down.
He made that look so easy, I couldn't tell if he was the one that caught it or not. He kind of just strolled over there. Oh, yeah, here you go. Here's the ball. I caught it.
Mr. Cool. That one outside. Caden Warner at the plate. Foul tipped into the glove. It's 1-1. Swung on, hit into left field. Left fielder camps under it to make the play for the final out here in the top of the 6th. Truckers strand a runner. No runs scored, though.
It's never good for a trucker to be stranded.
That's right. Getting ready to start the bottom half of the 6th inning here.
Wait, wasn't it supposed to be in the 5th inning?
I missed my cue. It was supposed to be the 5th inning stretch.
Now I just want some Cracker Jack.
Added some new buttons to the scoreboard, or to the pad earlier today. So I'm having fun with that. I'm still waiting for some kind of an umpire conference. I got a button for that one too.
I thought you were just going to start miking up the umps and then taking those sounds.
Let's thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here today on this beautiful Wednesday evening at Tornado Field. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and the Ohio Army National Guard. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Getting ready to start the bottom of the 6th. Tanner Harp on for his 3rd inning of work. Actually, technically, he's at an inning and a 3rd pitch so far. But he has done a great job since he's come on, limiting the damage. As he's had 2 strikeouts since he's come on. Leading things off for Tiffin Columbian is Elijah Heyman, who was hit by a pitch his last time at the plate. Came around and scored a run back in that 4th inning. This one hit into left field. Left fielder retreats and makes the play for the out. That was well hit by Heyman, but tracked down by the left fielder.
Yeah, it's a good snag, too. Look
Yeah.
at the old jump man logo as he went up and got that one.
Yeah, Avery Skeel with a nice play out there in left field. That'll bring up Bryce Rogo. Rogo, 1 for 2 on the day with a walk, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. First pitch up high from Harp. Rogo hits this one into right field. This is going to get down for a base hit. And the throw onto the infield is going to keep Rogo at first. But a 1-out base hit for Bryce Rogo.
Number 21, Braylon Hobble.
That'll bring up Braylon Auble. Auble 0 for 2, but hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. Runner at first, 1 out. That pitch hit through the infield, and it's going to get down for a base hit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Throw to third, off the mark. And Rogo in sliding safely. Now runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
Guts there, making his way to 3rd, not knowing, not knowing exactly where that ball was coming out behind him there. That was a good one, though.
That's just trusting your speed there and being aggressive on the base paths.
Can't hesitate at all.
That'll bring up the bus, Talib Alzaquani. Two for 2 on the day.
Did he get permission from Jerome Bettis to use that name?
And a pinch runner will come into the game. Dallas Glenn coming in for Tiffin Columbian at 2nd base.
Looks like he could be sneaky fast.
Got some speed probably. That's why they call on him in this situation. The 1-0 to Alzaquani is outside, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch from Harp there. The 2-1, swung on, hit into left field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Alzaquani will score, will drive in another run as Bryce Rogo scores from 3rd. And Talib Alzaquani having himself a day at the plate. Another RBI gives him 3 RBIs on the day. He is 3 for 3 with a double, 2 singles, run scored, stolen base, and 3 RBIs. That'll bring up Johnny Bremeyer, who's having himself a day at the plate as well. Hit one out of the park back in the second inning. And the throw from the catcher with some intention back to the pitcher. I think he was trying to throw that to second base, but you can't throw it through the pitcher, though.
Maybe he thought if he threw it hard enough.
Well, I'm sure on MLB The Show it works. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Harp in the dirt. 2-0 to Johnny Bremeyer. Bremeyer's got 3 RBIs as well. Stolen base, a double, and a home run. Here's the 2-0. Fouled at the plate. I think he was a little late on his decision to throw the ball there. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Harp. Just outside.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
Catcher did a nice job of framing it there, trying to get that call, but Blue said, Strike 3. No, strike 2. Strike 2. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. I didn't think I was a psychic. I didn't think I could read the future there, but. And that'll bring up Jamison Wesner. Tornadoes leading 10-3. That one in the dirt.
Oh, you tell him come on in. Oh, thought he was waving him in there.
One ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third. 2 outs.
I'll tell you, it's nice out today, Nate, but as you can see from the pitching cam, it's nice and windy, too.
Yes. I did the best I could. This one swung on, hit into left center field. Center fielder will range over to make the play for the final out in the 6th inning. Tornadoes leave 2 stranded. They do score a run. It's 10-3. Tiffin Columbian on top. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
And we're back here at Tornado Field. Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job on the camera for us today. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Truckers down to their final 3 outs here potentially. As if they want to keep this one going, they're going to have to plate some runs here. And they haven't been able to do that since the 4th inning. All 3 of their runs plated in the 4th inning. Since then, Braylon Auble done a nice job settling in. Leading things off for the Truckers, the catcher, Kevin Howard. 0 for 2 on the day. On the season, Howard a .292 hitter. The 1-0, fouled straight back over the net.
I keep hearing Harleys. I thought maybe Tommy was showing up for the final inning of the game.
I'm just here to interview the player of the game.
Ooh.
One and one the count here on Kevin Howard. Oh, it was 1 and 2, so that's strike 3 called. As Auble clips the outside corner with that one to get the strikeout. Back to the top of the order for the Truckers, that's Isaiah Wells. Wells, as we mentioned earlier, batting .358 on the season, 19 hits and 53 at-bats. Scored 19 runs on the season. You know, 19 runs scored, 5 walks, 19 hits. That means only 5 times has he not scored when he got on base. So if you're the Truckers, find a way to get this guy on base. As he skies this one. And this will be the 2nd out of the inning.
It's potentially the final out, isn't it?
Truckers down to their final out here. As the shortstop, Landon Ferkel, strolls to the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and a single back in the 1st. Outside corner for a strike. That one low, 1 and 1. Braylon Auble doing a great job here today on the mound. This one grounded. Pitcher underhands to first in time for the final out. And the Tornadoes come away with a win. 10-3 over the Norwalk Truckers. Big win for Tiffin Columbian, as they're now riding some momentum here. Back-to-back wins.
Yeah, what a way to answer back, too, after
Absolutely.
Norwalk tied things up there, and they said, oh, no. We're not playing that game.
No.
Got that lead back and then some.
So big win for Tiffin Columbian here today in front of the home crowd. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back with the postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got to break this one down. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports.
but we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports is owned by Mullins Entertainment and located inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. The space features a state-of-the-art podcast studio, open for public use. Building a platform for creators is one of our top priorities. We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Welcome back to Tornado Field. We're live here with the postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 10, Norwalk 3. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job on the camera, getting an awesome shot there. The postgame wrap-up conference with the Tornadoes as they look forward now. After a couple of big wins, pick up the win here against Norwalk. Scored a lot of runs last night. Greg, you got to think this team going into postseason play has got to start thinking about that now. You got to think they got to feel a little bit of momentum with a couple big wins like this. Putting up 12 last night, putting up 10 tonight, 22 runs in 2 days. That's got to make you feel a little bit good going into the rest of the regular season.
Oh, for sure. You absolutely had to have found something that was working, that was making you fire on all cylinders here for the last 2 games. So whatever it was that caused that spark, you just want to keep building off of that, taking that momentum into the end of the season here in the postseason.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it comes down to guys putting together quality at-bats, getting good at-bats, swinging the ball when they're supposed to swing the ball, or swinging the bat when they're supposed to swing the bat. But really, it's just guys are squaring up on it, Greg. These are just solid hits. I mean, just the other night when we watched this team against Bellevue, they'd hit a few, but they were right at a fielder or right at somebody. Tonight, it just seemed like the balls kind of fell their way. A few of those bloop singles, a few of those, I don't know what you want to call them, but the golf shots where they hit right in between the first baseman and the right fielder, right in between the third baseman and the left fielder, just perfectly placed balls that you hope that happens more often. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's kind of you don't want to say baseball is a game of luck, but sometimes it is kind of just a game of, where's the ball going to land, where's it going to roll? And like you said tonight, definitely went their way with a lot of those just little chip shot falling right in the way where you were definitely getting at least one base out of it, if not more. And then you had the big 2-run homer there that was slammed in the second inning. It's just the momentum was just going right from the beginning for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, it really was. And what a game for the Tornadoes, getting the ship righted after, bumpy week last week. Lost to Bellevue at the end of the week. Obviously, the rival loss at home's got to sting a little bit, but they didn't take that into this week. They said they just kind of shed their skin, said, all right, now we got to turn the page. We got to look forward. And that's exactly what you've seen here with this Tornado squad these last couple of games. I'm excited to see what this squad is able to put together over these last couple of weeks. We've only got 2 more weeks of the regular season, Greg. Isn't that? I mean, that's just crazy to believe.
Yeah, that's insane.
But once again, a huge day at the plate for a number of Tornadoes. It's going to be hard to pick a player of the game, Greg. But, I mean, there's a couple of them. Obviously, chicks dig the long ball, for sure.
I was going to say, you got to love it when they plate 10 runs. So that way it makes it real easy for you to try to decide
But
how
yeah,
to get them 10 runs.
we'll have to decide that after the game. But for this one, I think, the story of the game really was Braylon Auble. The way he was able to settle in after allowing those 3 runs in the 4th, they tied the game there in that 4th inning, Greg, and I thought, here we go.
Yeah, it seemed like the Truckers had figured him out.
They started to square up on him. They started to see the ball a little bit better out of his hand, but he must have changed his approach or something, because from that point forward, it was lights out. Now, he didn't have the strikeout numbers the rest of the game that he did in those first few innings, but he still ended the game with 7 strikeouts on the day. So that's 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, pretty much his season average of a strikeout per inning, and really limiting the damage done by these Truckers today. Just an outstanding effort here by Braylon Auble and these Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. But that's pretty much going to do it for us tonight. Greg, any final thoughts here in the postgame show?
No, I mean, like I said, it was a great game. Wait for Columbian to have the momentum. Then they kind of got caught up a little bit there, and you didn't know what was going to happen, and they fought back, and boy, did they come back.
Yeah.
Big old 10-3 victory. You like to see that here in, what do they call this, Tornado Alley down here?
Tornado Alley, yeah. Once again, 10-3 victory for Tiffin Columbian. I want to thank our sponsors one last time before we wrap this up. Obviously, I want to thank our title sponsors. Our pregame show was brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Pitch Camp tonight brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Our pitching matchups tonight presented by UIS Insurance and Investments. Keys to the Game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. Our first pitch was presented by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. And All Calls to the Bullpen brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. We'd also like to thank Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and the Ohio Army National Guard for all their contributions to the broadcast here tonight, helping us bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State, heart of Ohio sports. All right, for Austin Rodriguez and Greg Kinn, I'm Nate Mullins signing off from Tornado Field. Once again, your final Tiffin Columbian 10, Norwalk 3. Have a great night, everybody. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports.